Hey nerds, and welcome to Flash, Theories and Conspiracies. I'm Brian from Good Nerd, Bad Nerd. This week was maybe the best hour of television I've seen in a very long time, and almost 90% of that is thanks to Danny Trejo as Breacher. He was just outstanding. I could watch him and Cisco for hours. But before we get to that, just some of the things that were nice shout-outs or callbacks on this episode. And that's first the mayor. The actor who played the mayor, Mayor Bellows, he was actually on the original Flash TV series as Officer Bellows. So that was a nice little shout out to the original Flash show. Next, other things we learned this week. Cynthia is Gypsy's real name, as we learned at the very end of the episode. And that her dad's name is Josh. So moving into Breacher. Josh. That's not his name in the actual comics. He goes by the name Quell, but he is pretty much as you see him. He's got a different kind of, he's got a containment suit armor that he can't exist outside of, but his powers are pretty much as you see him, and they're very similar to Vibes and Gypsy's. So he's, and he is Gypsy's father in the comics. So he's a very, they were very true to the character in one point. Now, his kind of rage and vendetta against the Blastoids, I believe he kept calling them, that's not what it is in the comics. His Earth was actually kind of destroyed by Rupture. If you remember him, that is actually Cisco's brother from Earth 2 that we saw earlier on. He is responsible for kind of the devastation on Breacher's world. So that is an interesting tie-in. I don't know that we're going to see how that plays out, because that might just make it too complicated. The fact that Cisco's brother is responsible for a lot of the devastation on their planet and the devastation of coffee, which was a fantastic moment that he just gives Cisco that stink eye and he'll never drink coffee again. Great episode. I can't say enough about Danny Trejo. He was so good. And that 24 hours hunting, and it's like, Gypsy's like, oh, there he's hunting. And it's just like, that's dad goals right there. That's the kind of dad I want to be, is like Breacher. But all of that was great. And as great as that was, the rest of the episode wasn't bad. Like, Elongated Man was great. The relationship between him and Barry, and just kind of their dealing with their past, I thought they handled that really well. So Ralph Dibny is the Elongated Man. They changed his background a little bit, but all in all, this really is the Elongated Man. Now, before we get too much into him, people who might be accusing DC of stealing this character from Mr. Fantastic, Elongated Man actually came out about a year before Mr. Fantastic, and even then, DC already had the rights to Plastic Man, which at the very end of the episode, when Barry's trying to give him a code name and he says Plastic Man, this is a reference to the Plastic Man character. Now, when Elongated Man was first introduced, it was in order to be kind of a friend, sidekick, partner for Barry Allen. And of course, the first issue he's in, it was that kind of mistaken identity thing. He was investigating some bad guys, because he is one of the world's greatest detectives. Not up at Batman level, but he is a very, very good detective. And because he was investigating stuff, Barry saw him lurking around and thought they were villain, that kind of whole misunderstanding that heroes always get into. But by the end of the first issue he appears in, they are quickly becoming good friends. So that is Elongated Man. It was Flash number 112 that he first appeared in. So not much more to him. It'll be great to see him throughout the rest of the season, getting more comfortable with his powers. But all in all, he's going to be a fun character, and it's a nice change up from the visuals that we're used to of speedsters. So now, last two things. First, the Thinker. The Thinker was clearly trying to pick 12 people that he could mold into his team of kind of evil metahumans. The past that Dibny had with Barry Allen definitely played into that, and the Thinker almost certainly thought that Dibny would be a member of that team. So I think this is another case of the Thinker underestimating Barry Allen and Team Flash. And that's going to be huge, because I think that's going to play into how they eventually defeat him. But still, it'll be interesting to see who the other are. We've got 9 more metahumans on that bus. Although I have a question, the bus driver's dead. Was he a 13th member of the bus, or is he just is he no longer, was he never in that kind of 12 calculation? They weren't too clear on that, so if you have an idea, please let me know in the comments. But the last thing to talk about, though, is Caitlin's door. Scratched on there, it says, "We miss you, come back soon." Well, this is going to be paid off next episode when we get Blacksmith. Blacksmith is this character. I've talked about her a few episodes ago. She was the boss at the bar that Caitlin was working at. So we're finally going to get to see that whole sequence and scene pay off. Blacksmith with the abilities, like I said, to kind of combine organic and metal. So it'll be interesting to see how they play that and how they pull it off. So let me know what you guys think. What did you think of Danny Trejo? What did you think of the Elongated Man? And are you excited that we've got a new kind of metahuman besides another speedster that is on the good guy side? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the other theories. I have Supergirl theories going on, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be back soon. Until then, I'm Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd, and this has been Flash, Theories and Conspiracies.